We're back, and we're committing the oldest sins in the newest ways. But the classics never go out of style. Rise up, sinners. Lords of Sin is back.
The smells of flowers. Fresh food from several nearby eateries. Cold mountain winds. And the sun just slightly past its zenith. It's a beautiful day. You'd be forgiven for thinking that today was just like any other day, as the five of you still stand in old Thaval-Ahim, the part of the city built directly on the peak of Aelferis. The five of you watch Shin soar towards the low terrace, his silver, spectral dragon wings made even more magnificent with a helping hand from Lorwryn and Kalista. And the five of you make your way back to the low terrace, connected by a long, 100+ meter long glass enchanted bridge. On the side of the bridge of old Thaval-Ahim, there is a not small military presence of adjudicators and skywatch above. But they let you pass into the low terrace with absolutely no difficulty. As you wind your way back towards the low terrace, now apparently deemed the foreigner's terrace, you see families, people with their possessions in tow, clutching children close, helping the elderly, as they move to obey the latest edict from the Pinnacle Court, that the low terrace be cleared of all residents by sunrise the next day. Just 17 hours from now. And as the five of you are now back in the low terrace, where do you go?
I'm hungry. Let's get some food.
Well, I could finish making... I was working on breakfast before everybody left, but I can turn it into brunch if need be, if you'd like that.
And like I said, there also were eateries that you passed. The majority of the food in Thaval-Ahim is vegetarian. They're able to cultivate plants up here far easier than large amounts of livestock. But there are a number of shops open and available. At least in old Thaval-Ahim. No businesses are really operating anymore in the low terrace at this moment.
Let's go meet the locals that are still here. How about that?
If anything, let us go get mimosas.
Oh my god, I
If it's
love
going to be
mimosas.
brunch at this point, fuck it. We drink.
Honestly, I could use a drink.
I am very hungry. I too would like sustenance. That would be great.
Can I ask what your sustenance entails?
Dreams.
Well, if you all would be looking for something as extravagant as brunch, the equivalent of mimosas or anything like that, that would be somewhere back out of the low terrace, which the adjudicators saw you coming in, but as you pass back, they do give you a little bit more trouble, a little bit more hassle. You explain who you are, as you have done to the High Adjudicator, and in a similar way, they warily let you back into old Thaval-Ahim, though you do notice one or two members of the Skywatch just happen to take a patrol that moves very similarly to the path that you all take.
We getting profiled?
Bruh.
A little bit, yes. We did just stand up and get a known assailant taken out of prison. Whether it was a public thing or not, they're worried about us causing more of a ruckus just like he did. They're not wrong. Wink.
I like to think that Lorwryn actually just says wink when she
Oh, she
winks.
totally, she 100% does. 100% just says wink.
You know what? I'm gonna let you have that. That's endearing on your part. We're a collective group of people.
You pass by a district in Old Thaval-Ahim that has several restaurants here. If you were looking to sit down, if you wanted more to grab and go, so to speak, that might be more something for the cloud market, where the larger marketplace is. What are you going for? You said brunch, so that made me think sit down, but it's up to you all.
I mean, I'm thinking sit down. Mimosas are a lot better by the pitcher.
Fair enough.
Drinking by the pitch.
Inside or outside?
Inside.
No. We do outside so they can keep seeing us.
That's a good idea.
We keep telling them that we're not good. Fuck them.
The host... Of course, it would be my pleasure. 5? Gives a upward glance to Jaeger. 4?
It's 5. No, it's 5. He will be sitting with us.
As Jaeger just holds up 4 fingers. For those on the podcast who can't see what happened.
He's only got 4 fingers. I'm just kidding.
I was just gonna say, he just held up all his fingers. That's all he's got.
5, indeed. This way, and the elven woman shows you to a table. And there are a few people also enjoying the beautiful day, having a early lunch, who, as they see you all get seated, and they see Korrin, specifically. Because Val, do you have your hood up right now, or are you letting it hang?
Always have my hood up. Unless I've intentionally put it down, so I always have it up.
So Korrin definitely draws a few glances, and one of the tables leans in and just starts muttering to each other.
Oh, did you say something? Hi.
Look over their shoulder and give a wave back and resume their whispering.
Oh, well, that's not nice to whisper in a public place like that. You can at least say hi back. Or if they want to be a part of the conversation, you can say something too.
It's a man and a woman, both elves, and the man stands up, extends a hand towards his partner, in the process grabbing his glass and quaffing the remainder of it, setting it down as she stands, looks at you, drapes her cloak back over her, and they stride away without another word to you.
Well, good. It was getting stuffy out here anyway. Now we got more room.
There are enchanted braziers out here, because though it is a beautiful day, you are still outside on top of one of the tallest peaks in the world. It's very cold up here, but through the magics of environmental control and enchanted braziers, it's simply chilly out on this courtyard. The server comes by, very politely takes all of your orders, provides you all drinks. Those of you who wished for something similar to mimosas, it's not quite mimosas, but it is a just slightly tartar variation of orange juice. More akin to like blood orange, if I had to give you a comparison. So a little bit more bracing than your typical mimosa, and anything else the rest of you would wish to drink, it or something very close is provided.
I want the nastiest beer they have.
As you say that, the Server.
We pride ourselves on only stocking fine provisions. I could provide you the least expensive beer option. Would that suit?
With foam. I would like lots of foam.
Extra foam. No
Thank
problem.
you.
When the server comes back, he returns with all of your drinks, mimosas, and he has a mug of beer for you. He pulls out a wooden spoon, and he stirs it very quickly at your table, and then taps it a couple times on the rim and slides it towards you.
With extra foam. If there's anything
Thank
else you all need, please do not hesitate. I will be around. Enjoy.
I think they're gonna miss the tourists when they're gone. I'm just saying. This place seems like it's not gonna be great now that it's just all the locals. They don't seem like they're happy here.
They weren't tourists.
They weren't, but I think to them they felt as if they were always different, so they were never fully incorporated into Thaval-Ahim. I think they're gonna miss them when they're gone.
I think when they realize what they've done, they will.
I think they will repurpose the lower tier for hired help, so to say. They are quite nasty these days.
Well, if you think about it, the denizens of Highgale were quite violent, with the devil watching over them. Perhaps Thaval-Ahim isn't as bad as it is now, generally. Stars knows it wasn't when I grew up here.
That is a good point. Is it more that, much like Wrath, that we saw in Highgale, it's just taking it and turning it up, right? It was always there.
Definitely. Making it worse. Bringing it to the forefront.
That is sad. This is a sad way to live. To hate others just because they are different.
It is.
She takes a sip of her stuff. Yes, Korrin?
Oh, hun. I've had to deal with that my entire life.
Baby, I am a dark elf. What do you think
honey,
that I was living?
Oh, honey. Oh, no. I've heard about dark elves. I've met a few of them.
One thing I do want to, and I know I've mentioned this, but I just feel it is worth mentioning. Unlike, old Forgotten Realms lore or old D&D, there isn't in Ivor a prejudice or against drow. They are simply elves who have darker skin. They are treated as such, simply as elves, typically. I simply want to note that for world-building purposes.
Well, I'm not from this world. I was a visitor.
Fair point.
Mm-hmm.
Same here, technically.
Oh, there you go. So, I've dealt with the bullshit by being looked down upon or looked differently. Like when those little two elven people there snickered, and I don't take kindly to bullies, one thing, and I will never stand nor kneel for hate towards other people, ever. So, whenever there's time for that, I just spit in their face in the kindest way possible. They hate that. They really hate that. And downs 2 mimosas in one hand going.
Kalista reaches down to where her mimosa was and is definitely no longer there.
Jaeger slowly hands his from around and gives it to Kalista.
I love the idea that Jaeger tried to do what Jaeger would do, or drink it, and it's just inside his body, and he just pulls out the full glass out of his body. He's like, I don't actually know what to do with this.
It's
just a mini fridge.
Yeah,
it's just got a mini fridge.
Slightly colder than it was.
Yeah, he's got it ice cold now. It's fantastic. It's like the best.
You built a soul into him. Who's to say you couldn't have put a refrigeration unit?
He built other things into him.
No.
Jaeger is the party.
He's the party favor.
Yeah.
Seeing that, Korrin will reach into her bag and slide Jaeger another concoction that she has created for him. Here you go, sweetheart.
What does it look like?
The character is a buzzball. That is what it is. One of the extra large ones.
One of the things that they sell at the gas station?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, God.
He's gonna hold it for now. Thank you, Lady Korrin.
How long are you all wanting to stay at this little cafe?
I'm thinking for at least an hour, and while we're sitting here, I want to try to listen in to any conversations that I hear. I'm trying to I want to try to figure out where Beelzebub is hiding. So I'm looking for any sort of clues or indication or conversation that would be kind of indicative of that.
Got it. Make me an investigation check.
Okie dokie.
Would the rest of you be doing anything over the course of the hour here, or just enjoying a quick break?
Doing the same things, right? With investigation, we're just kind of listening. We're trying to kind of do one of those, so.
Okay, so that we don't have everyone just roll investigation checks, Lorwryn and Kalista, the two of you can do that, and Korrin, what about you?
Just going to see if my little hitchhiker's in my brain and just wants to talk real quick. That's about it.
Okay, all right, cool.
You're invited too.
We'll get to that in a second. Val, hitchhiker.
I'm just looking for people who are sleeping. I'm hungry. So I'm
gonna let you know, out here, like at a cafe at like 3 p.m., not a ton.
There's no drunk. There's no village drunk.
They're all gone.
Not at the nice cafe. They're at the dive bar or a shitty place or at home. Here, roll me a d20. If you crit, there's someone asleep.
I did not.
5% chance. And Jaeger?
Jaeger wants to keep an eye on any Skywatch that are tailing them and taking note if they are elves or elementals. Size them up. How many can we take?
So that, no perception check necessary. There are a few that seem like they're making a subtle attempt at not tailing you until you all sit down. And then there is one that simply does a relatively large circuit, but is kind of centralized around where you are. So he goes out of sight, but you see him make this patrol several times. And all of the Skywatch that you see are elves, but they do have the air elemental shape around them, that which gives them flight. And what did we get on the investigation checks?
I got a 24.
24.
23.
23? Damn, y'all. With a 23 and a 24, you never hear the name at any point plausible. That's asking too much. And honestly, there isn't a ton that gives you any indication as to a location. But both of you catch just a hint of a conversation of two people passing by, speaking low to each other, but they pass close enough to where you are that you two are able to hear. And you overhear them briefly. You hear as one of them says to the other, "I heard that they're calling it the Severance Project. That's why everyone's supposed to be back here at dawn." Severance Project? What will they think of next? And just walk off, losing the rest of the conversation as they depart.
Kalista is going to meet Lorwryn's eyes from across the table.
She's just gonna nod a little bit and just kind of continue to look around, not try to cause any ruckus or anything like that, or let on that we heard anything. Like, we're not gonna watch them walk away or anything like that, but she's gonna kind of nod over in that direction and see if she sees anything else that's catching her eye out there.
You hear plenty of snippets talking about the fact that the low terrace is going to have to be cleared out, that people aren't allowed in here. And you hear a lot of the conversations, when you do overhear that, are fairly supportive of the idea. But in terms of anything else mentioning Severance Project, you don't hear anything else about that. Now, Korrin, you said you wanted to talk to someone. How would you get their attention?
Doing the one thing that he doesn't like. Oh, Barbara Ann, where are you? You always want to hang around. You want to come have a seat with us? Or are you too prideful to come sit with all of us?
It's adorable that you think you understand me, Korrin.
You showed up.
To you. Because you asked me to.
Well, thank you. So, what is it that you want to do here? Anyway, like...
Win, Korrin. I want to win. It's as simple as that. A gauntlet was thrown. And I want to win.
So, let me get this straight. There's a gauntlet between you and your siblings?
Perhaps co-workers is a better descriptor. The closest to a sibling I had among the 6, you've already met.
Which we met a lot of y'all in that boardroom up there.
There's no response.
Oh, you mean Zariel?
If one were to be closest to a sibling as former Celestials.
Oh, well, thoughts and prayers. So, listen here. You're
Take
wanting
a
to
luck
win this
point.
gauntlet.
Jesus.
Big win! Big win!
Southern shade has been thrown.
I've had drinks in me.
Bless your heart has been cast.
Yeah. So listen, Barbie. So what I want to know is, what is this realm at stake for this whole gauntlet between you and your co-workers and stuff? I figured, like, you guys being like lords of hell and or lords of, Avernus and lords of sin and all these wonderful things here. I figured it'd be more of like a family thing, like a family business. Everybody working for the same goal.
In a sense, you're correct. We all want the same goal, but that's the problem. We can't all have it. Was there something you wanted?
Yes!
From me?
Yes, I wanted to know what your whole deal was. I haven't had a chance to talk to you because every time I've had a chance, I've been busy doing something, and I wanted to make time for you now.
As you say this, you simply hear.
Feel free to keep talking, Korrin. All I have to do now is wait.
For what?
Dominoes have been lined up, and thanks to you all. You even made it happen a little bit faster than I expected. I I appreciate that. Please, whenever you do see him again, thank Shin for me for all of his hard work. I don't think he understands quite how helpful he's been. Have a wonderful day, Korrin.
You too, Bella. Bye.
And as all of you, the few of you who have had psychic encounters with one of these devils have experienced, and as was kind of hinted at when you were investigating the hells and the way time works, time is something that they are able to manipulate, and these conversations happen fast as thought.
I don't know what happened, but I did get to speak with Boo Boo, the fool here, just now. Something happened. I guess he had a timetable that got moved up now because of whatever Shin did. So I don't know if we have enough time. Well, we're already working against the clock anyway, but I think we're working a lot faster on the clock now. And he said to thank Shin for all the hard work he did for him. Which...
Where is Shin?
He flew off, I thought.
Is he doing something right now? Is that...
I don't know. Like, he said to thank him the next time we saw him. So...
I cast sending.
100%.
Shin, friend, where are you now?
There's no response. And what's weird is that you feel like you're being mentally blocked. Now, mind you, you're probably a little more skilled at this, but he is a monk. So what you're experiencing feels fuzzy and staticky.
You've experienced something similar before, Lorwryn. You know the sensation when someone doesn't want to hear. They might not be able to stop themselves from hearing, but it's that feeling when someone just does not wish to be found.
She looks over at Kalista. Either you kill him or I do. Those are the choices.
I don't think killing him will make any difference at this point.
Probably not, but it might make us feel better. And she rolls her eyes.
I think a solid slap will make me feel better.
As you all are sitting here, could all of you please roll me perception checks? You've been here for about an hour or so at this point.
17.
Beautiful.
23!
Beautifuler.
I got a 16 on the perception.
10. And out of character reminder, we gave Shin his bag back, didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
he's got his bag.
did.
He's got his bag.
Cory.
Yes, we yes, we did.
We didn't do shit. For the record, we didn't do shit.
Lorwryn and Korrin with a 17 and a 23 respectively. You're sitting here outside on your second or third pitcher of Thaval-Ahim mimosas. And you know what, Jaeger? I shouldn't have made you roll for this because of what you said you were actively doing before. All three of you see a member of the Skywatch, about 100, 130 feet up in the air, and about, by your estimates, a couple hundred meters away horizontally. Whenever you see the Skywatch in the sky, they're always slightly visually distorted because of the air elementals that the Skywatch partners with that grants them flight. You see this member of the Skywatch, and you see that haziness, that torrent of wind that surrounds him, separate from him, and the Skywatch plummets to the ground. It's a little too far away for you to hear the scream.
Oh, shit.
What'd you see?
One of the pigs fell out of the sky.
What?
Korrin's gonna hop over the railing of like the where we're sitting and kind of look around to see if it's happening to the others.
No. You do see a couple who noticed, who go flying that direction to see what happened, but not right any that you... Wait. You see one more far away, actually more over outside of Thaval-Ahim, must be patrolling where the individuals from the low terrace are leaving, and you watch as it plummets from the sky.
Oh, no. Another one failed. Guys, something's happening.
Are they falling close to each other, or like what is the distance between the two that fell?
Those two were like half a mile apart.
Shin can't do that. That couldn't be him. He doesn't have that power.
We need to go.
Brunch is over. Let's move.
Where do you suggest we go?
Where they failed, Korrin takes out some money and throws it on the table. Let's go, now.
You go hustling the direction of the closest one, which was the one that was a couple 100 meters away. You all go down a couple streets, and eventually you see a crowd gathered around a mangled body of a member of the Skywatch. There are several adjudicators and Skywatch members nearby. Stay back! Stay back! We don't know what happened. It was some kind of accident. We're trying to figure it out. Stay back, please! Please, stay back! Shin of the Skyfist sails over Thaval-Ahim. Clouds hundreds of meters below you. Old Thaval-Ahim, the first terrace, second, third, cloud markets, the area of the dawn, the shard path. They all seem peaceful. But as Shin flies over the fourth terrace, the low terrace, the foreigner's terrace, it's a very different scene. Countless families carrying belongings, holding each other, as they obey the most recent edict of the Pinnacle Court, that the low terrace be emptied by sunrise tomorrow. Why? It didn't say. But an order of the Pinnacle Court is not defied lightly in normal times, let alone now. Shin, where are you going?
Shin flying over this column of people leaving the town, the stream. He, using his inner chi mixed with the magic that Lorwryn and Kalista had imbued upon, makes a streak across the sky, his wings as large as he can force them to be, a silvery trail streaking across the sky. And he does a low dip, maybe 20 feet above this column, going straight down it.
Gasps, sounds of shock. Look, Mommy! few children point up, you, oh, what's that? And as you are flying in this very obvious display, you immediately perceive a number of members of the Skywatch take quick interest in you because there is heavy patrol, heavy guard around the low terrace right now. How do you avoid them if you do? And if not, what do you do? As you see several start to fly down after you.
So Shin, he activates his boots of speed and shoots into the stratosphere. Like, so he does this large arc, and it just, out of their distance, just none of them can touch him, and he just keeps using it, and he's going so far, so fast, up into the sky. But before he does, while he is making this arc upwards, he looks down at the column. He's towards the front, I assume, at this point. He's getting close to the front, or at least he hopes he is. And he uses his years of training to be able to split his focus. And he uses his insight to see key people that other people are looking to. Like whenever things are happening, he notices if eyes dart to singular people and notates them as he goes by.
I love this. Could you make me an insight check? As you're doing that, activating boots of speed, the Skywatch of Thaval-Ahim get their abilities of flight through a partnership with air elementals, and air elementals can fly extremely fast, but you? They have no hope of catching you. And as half a dozen members of the Skywatch trail you in pursuit, a cheer goes up from that train at seeing the Skywatch bested, at seeing someone that they couldn't touch. What did you get on that insight check?
I would like to use, if I'm allowed, my inspiration
Yes,
for this
you are.
session. It was not a nat 1, but I feel like this is probably something I want really badly.
Okay.
It was the same exact roll twice.
What is it, though?
It's a 15, because he has a plus 9
15.
on his insight.
Still a very good roll. There are so many. Because some of the people are simply matriarchs or patriarchs of their family, their small clan. Others seem to be individuals that have the respect of many. And one of the ways that you're able to pick them out is through their reaction as you sail overhead, as this cheer goes up. And a number of these leaders, not all, but you're able to identify some by the look that they give you as you sail overhead. Yes, a few of them join in the cheering, but as you soar low overhead in this act of defiance, you're able to see in their eyes that they see in you something more than just a momentary victory, perhaps, in this moment. You can see in their eyes the defiance hasn't been fully snuffed out of them, even as they lead their families, others, away from their home. That ember is still in there.
So he arcs from the line into the sky, makes one last display. Wings spread as wide, blinding, like creating as much of a spectacle as he can. Silvery light coming out of him. He pouring his key into it, and then immediately shuts it off and dives.
And by the time you've gotten to the front, to the head of this train, it's already gotten 2 or so miles walking down the mountain, and you fly high overhead, arcing, wings spreading, this loud dragon roar, and then you fall. And what do as you fall?
Is there trees around?
Yes, at this point, especially because you've flown a little outside of Thaval-Ahim, there are small trees.
But no thick vegetation.
No, not this high up. It's a lot of that moss that you get at this like alpine
He
area.
lands in front because he has slow fall, so he slow falls towards the end and lands straight in front of the line and darts into the crowd and starts to just mix in with everyone. He, with sleight of hand, lifts a kind of a hood off of somebody, places it over himself.
As you land here in this alpine region of the Belt of the World, just 2 or so miles down from Thaval-Ahim, so you land here near the front of the train, could you make me a stealth check with advantage, please?
That is an 18.
You grab a cloak, and as you start to put the hood up, the person next to you, a Goliath woman, as you pull your hood up, she pulls it a little bit more, concealing your face even more than you had. The members of the Skywatch who had been pursuing you drop down to about 40 feet, both in front of and ahead of the front of the train. And as they do, the people at the front all point, but they didn't coordinate it as to which direction they would point. And like one of them started to point in the wrong direction, and a late 50s man, long gray beard, pulls that one's arm down. He flew that way. Gotta make a deception check for him. Okay. As he says this, one of the members of the Skywatch, "You're lying. He fell down among your ranks. Where is he?" "He flew that way." The members of the Skywatch look at each other, and the one who was speaking, "Fuck it. It's not worth it. Get the fuck out of Thaval-Ahim and stay the fuck out." Ugh.
Shin watches him go and says to the Goliath woman that helped him, "Men like that do not deserve the beauty of the home they reside."
She looks at you. "A lot of people deserve a lot of things. I found they don't often get them. That was a hell of a show you put on there, though."
I appreciate that. But I ask you, noble warrior, they usually don't. But some days, they do. Some days, justice must come for them. And in some moments, if no one else will rise, and he, underneath the cloak, shows his missing hand, must stand before unwinnable odds for the chance that they might pay, that justice might be served.
What is it you are suggesting? And as you did land fairly near the front, the train, some people have now started to go around where you have stopped, continuing to move down the mountain. The human who had spoken to the Skywatch, he and his crew, who were at the very front, have turned and walked back to where you and this Goliath are speaking, and they're also listening.
I will not lie to you. Evil is invading our world, and so easily that could be used to be blamed for what is happening to you all today. But I have been in your jails. I have stood against your adjudicators, and what I saw in that jail completely existed before the sins ever came here, before these evil invaded our world. This, and he looks the old man in the eyes, existed long before I came. I have met a girl deep within the jails of the Thaval-Ahim, emaciated, young, and one of yours. How many of your children have they taken from you? How many of your loved ones, your old, your young, your babies, have done nothing wrong? And yet they take them anyways. Why? Because you you were born in the wrong place? Because you had families here, and they keep you on a lower terrace? This is not justice. This is not right. This is not freedom. This is not balance. The universe cries out. And too long, for the sake of our loved ones, for the sake of peace, have we turned a blind eye and dealt with it. But look what that got us. They still took your children anyway. They starve them and torture them. Why? For some undeserved ideal of superiority. Not today. I stood, me, not one of their elven kind, stood before 20 to 30 adjudicators, and they could do nothing before me. It took their high adjudicator and 30 more before I was brought down, and even then, if it wasn't for their magical walls, they would have never caught me. That is what I am capable of, and you all are capable of more. I know there is a risk. I know that what I am asking of you requires you to risk your sons and daughters and you yourselves. But I ask you that this risk comes at the reward of what tomorrow may bring. I am not asking you to return to the lower terrace. I'm asking you to take the upper terrace. To take them. Do not settle for the foreign terrace. No, we let them have their lower terrace. We take the castle. Too many centuries they have stood at the height of undeserving of the beauty they have built, and I think that it is time that the hands that built it reclaim that beauty. I, regardless of what you decide, I, at noon, am going to return to that castle, and I am going to take down the High Council. I'm going to stand in defiance of that High Adjudicator. Whether you are there or not.
Shin. First of all, take 3 luck points. Secondly, as you've been saying this, like I said, people were continuing to come down the mountain, which means where you stopped, where you were shouting this, your potential audience just grew and grew. And so, there is a percentage of those who are leaving who cannot be convinced to fight, just as in any population. Too old, too young, too scared. But I would like you to make me 3 persuasion checks in a row, each one with advantage. I'm going to add the 3 results together, and that is the percentage of people down here who hear this that you will sway. So 3 rolls, each with advantage, and we're adding them up.
Yeah, no, that's like a 13, 13, and a... No, 13, 13, and a 7.
13, 7, so 33%. Oh, that works really well, actually. In terms of a very clean number. 33% ain't bad. You sway more than 33%. But there are some of those who, even though they agree with what you're saying, still, for one reason or another, can't bring themselves to fight. And so, as the wind blows by you, as you have shouted this, a large number of people start to continue descending. But not all. And as more people continue to head down the mountain, that means more people approach who might not have heard what you said the first time. Would you continue to shout this down here? Or would you go elsewhere? Or would you do something else? Just to see your forward-looking plan.
So this is where those moments of those who lead that I noted, I'm grabbing the ones I noted before.
I would imagine at this point the Goliath woman, the human. There's also a goblin that fairly older, but a fair number of people look to see their response before they agree to stay. By the time all is said and done with just this initial group, there were about 300, 400 people within earshot. So about 120 people make no move to leave after you finish this speech. Husbands and wives, families with children as young as 13 or 14, but mostly adults, mostly those without kids. There are a couple people who are pretty old, but seem willing to stay and fight for their home.
I can guarantee you, all of you, that no matter what happens today, like a drop in a lake, the ripples will echo throughout history. What we do today, no matter success or fail, will succeed in the end. Because we will show others that there is a time that those who build these structures, that lay the foundation of kings and queens, will rise up against their oppressors. Spread the word to those able-bodied amongst you, those you trust. Tell them that we are taking back our home.
There's a grumble of affirmation, and the Goliath woman pipes up. When do we attack?
Noon. Tomorrow. I will be climbing the steps of the Thaval-Ahim at noon tomorrow. I will fight and kill the High Adjudicator tomorrow at noon.
Was I privy to that conversation about not being in the
It
low
was
terrace?
said while you were still in the room, yes.
But I believe the High Council intends on either destroying the foreign terrace or using it to destroy you all. I cannot tell you for certain what the plan might be, but I can tell you with utmost certainty that their intentions for you and the foreign terrace, as they put it now, is destruction.
We don't have any weapons. Well, most of us. What are we supposed to fight them with? Fists? Rocks?
A colony of ants can kill predators 10 to 20 times their size. We do not have weapons. We take them from those who have them. We take them, and he looks up to the sky at the small dots of the sky watch. We take them from them. Then we raid their armory.
What do you need us to do?
I assume there are smiths among us. They know where they are.
There are nods of affirmation.
Yeah. I mean, we know where the armory generally is, yeah.
You made them. Go take back your work.
They look a little nervous.
How are we supposed to sneak back in when anyone from the low terrace isn't allowed back?
The Skywatch is allowed back.
All their eyes go up to the sky. We see, about 20 minutes later, a young elf, one of the refugees, the one who you all selected for this particular task of being bait, begins to shout bloody murder. Help! Help! Just absolute, and with a 9. It's not that great, but it's also very loud. And about 30 seconds later of this very loud, semi-legitimate screaming, eventually one of the Skywatch members, either out of genuine concern or out of a desire to end the screaming, descends and drops down about 15 feet overhead. Hey! What's going on? They stole my, now! And as she says this, Shin, what do we see happen?
20 individuals jump and pull him into the mast, and at the moment that he's pulled into the mast,
he was 15 feet up in the air. How does he get brought down?
Oh. Shin flies up, grabs him by the legs, and yanks him into the crowd, and then once he's yanked in the crowd, the 20 jump on top of him.
Just a full whipping him around, just impacts hard into the ground. And as he's jumped by the other individuals here, you said you were doing what?
So the other 20 jump on top of him, and he stunning strikes him in the back of the head a little too hard.
I legit just rolled a nat 1. So does not save. Suffice it to say, does not save, and just is. And as the member of the Skywatch is knocked out, the swirling wind that constantly surrounds active duty members of the Skywatch separates from his body and floats overhead. It just looks like a cloud that has taken a slightly humanoid shape for your benefit.
Shin, what the onlookers see from the outside as they put the Skywatch's body into a cart that just conveniently was going by at the same time.
a piece of canvas just quickly thrown over the individual as it just trundles along as if nothing happened.
Shin's eyes go milky white. And out of it, like, as he channels his patron, Dragon of the Sky, and he begins to speak a sound that sounds like wind chimes at a distance. Sounds very melodic and singing, very ethereal. And it just sounds like it's escaping his throat at a whisper. What have they done to you? You are being freedom. I know your origins. I worship the altar that you represent. How have they tamed the wind? How have they put the storm into a bottle?
The response that you get to everyone else simply sounds like wind blowing through stone, blowing over peat moss, blowing through dry leaves and trees, but you understand the language behind it. They did not enslave us. We work with the elves willingly. Allies.
You are not their allies, and you know it. You know, deep in your hearts, you were not born to serve anyone. You are like a horse. They ride upon you, and you see how they treat others. They do not see you as an equal. When was the last time they let you roam free as you were intended?
Could you make me a persuasion check with advantage, please?
18.
18. Our alliance with the elves is ancient. However, perhaps the elves with whom we made that alliance are not the elves that dwell here now. Perhaps reconsideration.
Swift as thought thou goest. Thou art the friend of waters. Thou art above gods and man. None may hinder thee. Free and untamed thou roamest the sky of children of dawn and night. Ye rushing winds, untiring, unbound, whose feet knows no fetter, whose voices shake the sea and forest. Free are ye through coursing of thought, eternal in your wandering flight.
Could you please roll me a D100 percentile die?
35.
And who are you? One who worships the wind, who speaks on the breeze.
I am a child of Asagorath, keeper, balance, ruler of the wind and sky. Shin.
One thing to note. the conversation with this air elemental is ponderous, in that the gaps between you saying things and its response stretch. Time's a little different when you are an element of the world. And at about this point, as you are waiting for a response from the air elemental, one of the kids whose family stayed behind, about 13 years old, goblin, comes running up to you. Have you at any point since this growing group, because it's now been about 45 minutes since your initial speech, and those that you tasked to recruiting have indeed been doing so, getting about 33% of people to stay behind. Have you at any point told them your name?
I told the giant, the Goliath, that my name is Shin.
The young goblin runs up to you.
Shin! Some of us were wondering.
And there are a couple other kids behind him.
Says our parents don't really want us to fight. Is there anything that we could do to help? It's our home too. We want to help.
Yes. You are brave. There is something you can do. Sneak back into town. Use the crowds as cover. Paint fists on all surfaces that you can find as big as you can make them. As much as it pains me, I am now the Fist of Liberation, for I must cast aside my neutral being. For balance in the universe calls for a symbol, and today I am Shin, the Fist of Liberation.
Though the notion of painting things in places they aren't supposed to is still very exciting for kids, and so they give each other grins. Teenagers are impressionable, and they stand proud hearing you say this.
For Shin! The Fist of Liberation! For Shin!
And they start to run off, and you can just hear distantly as one of them,
Hey, where can we get some paint? I know where. Yeah. My mom used to have a whole thing of it if we can get back.
This one will not aid in any battle against a child of Asgorath.
I ask for one favor. If you would boon it to me. You could do something to inspire change in this world. We are beings of balance, you and I. We have committed and been born into a universe seeking balance, and unknowingly you have been used as instruments of unbalance. The boon I ask is that a few of you drop them from the sky. I do not ask for all, just enough to inspire some of these souls, the ones still unconvinced that change, that balance can be struck.
just the wind, but no meaning. Just the howling wind. After about a minute of the wind, it speaks again.
A boon from this one to another child of Asgorath. Shin, Fist of Liberation.
From where its arm-ish, something that kind of resembles an arm in this cloud-like swirling of wind, stretches forward.
And Shin, understanding what this means, because a handshake with the wind is not like any other handshake, floats into the air using his ability of flight and wings unfurled, and follows the path in a swirling dance, not resisting, following the path. And then they swirl in each other's wind for a moment in seemingly a very graceful spiraling dance. And then Shin softly touches the ground about 10 feet away from where he started.
When you land, around your right forearm, there is what looks like a pair of interlocking rings as a single bracelet, but it seems to be made out of cloud itself.
Shin looks at it, and knowing what would be customary, infuses part of his wing with his chi and sends it into the cloud.
And as you push that energy forward from the bracelet of wind, a hand made out of wind so contained that it's almost fully solid, though you can still see right through it. And as this manifests, the air elemental with whom you had been speaking flies up into the sky.
Quickly, he looks to the Goliath lady. I have struck a deal, and things are about to get very dramatic very quickly.
All right.
I need you to gather those that are the fastest and the most discreet, because Skywatch, some of the Skywatch are about to fall from the sky.
She just looks at you with confusion, but over her shoulder begins to pass on the message. A few minutes later, a small group has been gathered, chattering with each other. You standing at the front as they kind of semicircle gather around you.
This is what we will do. I have proven that they can be taken. Get them to ground, the ones that do not fall. Take their belongings, whatever you can get quickly, or however much time you have. If you can get their armor, so be it. Prioritize the weapons. Take them from them, and leave their bodies, marked with a handprint. We will raid, once we have enough weapons, we will raid the armory. Those that fall, the same process. We will take as many as we can get. Be discreet. Be quick. Be like the wind.
Could you roll me, please, a luck check, Shin? So just a d20.
19, baby!
19. Okay. You give out these instructions and let them know what to prepare for. This small group of about 20 here amongst the 230 people who have now stopped and are at least willing to entertain the idea of seeing what happens tomorrow. The first of the Skywatch does not fall for about an hour. Is there anything you would be doing over the course of that hour?
So in that hour, he's going to all the different people that he saw that looked up at him, giving his message, making his way back down the line into town. And once he gets back to town, I don't know how long that takes. How long does it take him to get down that line?
Depends if you're flying. If you're flying at full speed, then, okay, walking? I mean, so where do you want to get to?
So
The
what
new
he's doing
front
is
of
he's...
the line?
So, no, the back of the line.
Back of the line?
Because he assumes that the farther he goes down the line, those are the ones that were more hesitant. So he started at the front of the line because those are the ones that left first, the hardest to convince. The ones that left last were probably the ones that were like that Goliath. And so he's going down the line, spreading his message, having them spread the message, and it keeps pouring out and pouring out and pouring out until he gets back to the gates of the foreign terrace.
Got it. The area where you did all this was about 2 miles down. So, especially stopping and talking, that's going to take you a good little while. And so as you are in the process about half a mile up and stopping and talking with another group, spreading the word, spreading instructions to those who are willing to aid, you see very distant, one of the Skywatch who's probably still over Thaval-Ahim itself, just drop from the sky.
If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review, a comment, and share with your friends. Want to support the podcast and get some behind-the-scenes content and some extra goodies? Check out Go Buff Yourself on Patreon. Lords of Sin is Cory J. Phillips as Shin, Danielle Phillips as Valkerie, TheMalloMan as Lorwryn, Aaron as Jaeger, Matty as Kalista, Mav as Korrin, and Ethan as all the other stuff.